This is the one and only T Quest. You're tuned into the T Quest show with DJ NINO. Relatable, informative, yet entertaining. Shout out to our listeners out there, new and old. You guys know we appreciate each and every one of you. We always have great topics, great feedback, but most importantly, we always have great guests. And we definitely have a guest on the line today. But today we're hitting you guys with two guests at the same time. And this is super excited. I can't wait to get into their story, see what they're all about, and learn a little bit about them, and then check out some of their music. So without further ado, they are already on the line. So I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves and let the people know where you're from.
What's happening? This is Tragically Magic. I'm actually from Cape Cod, Massachusetts.
Hi everybody, I'm Taina, and I'm from Lawrence, Massachusetts.
Okay, beautiful. So I just want to jump right into it. You guys are from separate parts of Massachusetts, but how did you guys come together today?
So we actually ended up doing a artist showcase in Cambridge, Mass. And we were both actually performing at it. So we ended up talking after. I think it was the day after we ended up doing the showcase about possibly doing like a collaboration after hearing each other in the performing.
Okay, beautiful. So I really want to tap into the message behind your name. So I want to start with you, Tragically Magic. Explain that to the people.
So growing up, my nickname was it began as Black Magic because I have a history with misfortune. So it was kind of the nickname that grew on me with time of more or less surviving everything that people would assume that you wouldn't, from electrocution to poisoning to being revived a couple times. I've lived through a lot. It's been basically a part of my character. So over time, the first half of it fell off. Everybody typically calls me Magic. And when I wanted to become an artist, I wanted to keep the part of me that stuck with me since I was a kid. So I wanted to hold on to the magic side of things. But I needed something that gave it more life to it, that described the story that I was basically about to tell. And it was, I was telling the story of my youth to somebody, and their answer was, "That's tragic." And it kind of just like dawned on me out of nowhere that Tragically. So it's a name that it fits in two parts. It describes what I'm saying. It's a piece of my name, but it's also a dark side to a light side, which most of my songs, the way that they're structured, it tells a dark story with a hopeful ending to it, is the ideology that fits my entire, artistry and imagery.
Wow, okay. And I definitely read a lot of that in your bio. And I was going to ask you, do you put a lot of what happened to you in your music? And clearly you just answered that question. So I want to stay right there for a second. Even though you put it in your music, do you ever do like motivational speaking to talk to people about what you went to?
Yeah, it's actually, besides music, that's my other main focus that I end up doing is a lot of times, and I do this through my social media as well, that if anybody ends up reaching out, I gladly always end up answering every message that I ever get, just so I can be that like extra, how do I put this, like that extra push, that like reinforcement, that encouragement to somebody that might be in a darker spot. Because I've survived a lot of stuff, but I know there's things I might not have gone through that somebody else is going through right now, but the mentality that will get you through that is the same regardless of what it is, how bad it is, how heavy or either physically, emotionally. At the end of the day, it's all about the same, that the mentality of basically pushing through it, trying to find some form of silver lining. That's like the root of why I became an artist and what still drives me. So I do a lot of motivational speaking on the side on top of writing. Like it's kind of, that's what really fills my day, is between the two of them.
Okay, beautiful. And Taina, I don't want to assume, but is this your actual birth name or is just your stage name?
No, it is my actual birth name. My dad gave me that name. I'm Puerto Rican, so it holds, a lot of value to my culture. And looking the way I do, I'm a brown Latina. I look like Indian, so it just fit perfectly. And I thought it was important to keep that, my actual name, as my stage name, to represent my culture, because when people do ask the question, I love to educate people and let them know.
Okay, beautiful. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. You probably have had this question before. Did you ever watch the Nickelodeon show, Taina?
Yes, I loved it. My mom just the intro song to me all the time.
Can you ever see yourself playing like a new improved Taina one day in the future?
I would love that, especially since like her path in the whole show is kind of similar to what I'm going through in life right now.
Really? Talk to us about that. Explain it to the people how you connect to the show.
So Taina in the show, she's always wanted, like it says in the intro, she's always wanted to see her name in lights. She has a goal of like this becoming famous, in the industry. She wants people to know who she is, but she's also she has a lot of ups and downs that either help her get to where she's going or hold her back, because it's kind of just like going through her life. And watching the show, I'm like, hey, that's me. I go through some things. Some things are going to help me out, some things are going to hold me back, but at the end of the day, I still have the same goal, and it's something that I want to achieve.
Absolutely beautiful. I definitely respect that. So, being in the entertainment industry, whether an artist, producer, DJ, host, etc., networking is so important. And, I've done so many different artist spotlights and showcases and contests, and I always repeat to the artists, network, network, network. You never know who's who. You never know who knows who's connected. Always take advantage of every platform that you are a part of, whether you invested into the show or you perform for free. There's always so much you can get out of it. What was it about you two individuals that gravitate to one another? Was it just from the conversation? Did you guys connect with each other's performance? What exactly was it?
I know, at least personally for me, so when I went to the showcase, it was predominantly a rap showcase. I think at least 99% of the artists over there, they had a very, very similar sound. And at one point, because I know Taina was kind of toward like maybe about 2/3 of the way into the show, I was almost like starting to like drown out the kind of like the similar noise over and over. And then Taina hit the stage. And it literally made me complete stop. Whatever thought process I was having, it dead stopped. And I turned around to see her on stage because it was a whole different noise that I didn't hear the entire night. It was a different energy, different vibe. I don't know. It was almost like, it was honestly kind of mesmerizing because I wasn't expecting anything like that. Uh-huh. And it was like a level of skill that I wasn't prepared to really hear, especially in like a local setting of it being a showcase in Massachusetts. I personally don't see Massachusetts as a very high, music center. Uh-huh. So hearing her perform, that I knew I had to reach out or something, because that I was completely blown away. Like I was basically left speechless for probably about like 30 minutes afterwards.
Awesome. And you, Taina?
So when I first saw Tragic approach the stage and actually listened to the words that he was saying, I fell in love with his lyricism. Being somebody who's been in the industry not that long, I haven't bumped into a lot of other artists who take as much pride in their lyricism as Tragic does. Uh-huh. And that type of storytelling is super important for the industry these days, especially when it's the people on top of it are talking about the same things. We're kind of missing out on all of those life lessons, and especially like my own writing that I love to write. I pride myself on my lyricism, and storytelling is everything that I want to do. So there being another person that I saw and like I felt everything they said, I was like, I need to work with this person because they're exactly on my same wavelength and they have that same energy that I had been looking for.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a beautiful thing, because I always tell artists sometimes they get a little intimidated when you go to a show, like as a singer, and you see so many hip hop artists up there and they all sound the same, or this type of show and that type of show. I'm like, at the end of the day, it's not about what someone else is doing. It's all about you just bringing you and being in your true essence, because as long as you're authentically yourself, some people are going to organically gravitate to you and it's going to be beautiful. You never know who you may connect with, as long as you just do what you have to do on the stage. And look what happened here. You guys ended up networking, connecting, and then now on a song. So talk to us about this track, Own Ways.
So Own Ways is a song about two people. They have different dreams, different ambitions, that basically they have to go their own ways in order to end up chasing after said dream. It's not a song that's meant to come across like a toxic relationship or anything. It's actually like it's a healthy split, which you don't hear in music often, because it's typically the somebody broke up with somebody and it's now I hate you kind of thing. This is it's almost like a positive view of it, that just because you split, it doesn't mean the end of everything. It just meant that for one or the other or both of them to end up seeing the life that they truly want, they can't follow that path and still be holding hands with the person that they're currently with.
Beautiful. And Taina, any words?
Basically the same thing. Yeah, it's more of a positive outlook on a relationship that has to end. And I feel like this type of situation isn't very common with a lot of people who go through breakups. People are so used to rough breakup, never have to talk to you again. But I feel like this song will bring maturity into a lot of people's mindsets, to be like, hey, not every relationship that ends has to be negative. You can always come to an agreement. That's the most mature thing that you can do.
Absolutely. That's definitely beautiful, looking at it from a different perspective. Why don't you guys introduce the track for the people so we can get that on?
So coming up is Own Ways by myself, Tragically and Taina.
I know, I'm making you have one.
Nigga to be in, I'ma kill it.
I have tried to come to terms with the fact I can't keep holding on to something I can't control. I can't control. We both have different visions and our goals just seem too different. It's time that I act selfish and go my own way.
You're gifted, you're wonderful, far more than just beautiful. I was more than fortunate to spend this time with you. I've seen dreams grow, I've seen rooms grow. From the moment you entered, felt like you took your throne. You never needed my help, you did all on your own. But it still made my day every time you hit my phone. I knew this day would come when we'd say we were done, but I never could see which would be the one. Now we say we could no longer remain the same as we were yesterday, but we had to part ways, cause the only way we could fulfill our fate and become great is when we went our separate ways. So in my final words, I just want to say, in my heart you'll always have a place. And I'm proud to say your name, and I'm proud to know your face, yeah.
I have tried to come to terms with the fact I can't keep holding on to something I can't control. I can't control. We both have different visions and our goals just seem too different. It's time that I act selfish and go my own way. Cutting you off ain't the hardest part. I had to learn how to love myself. I gave you everything and some. I really thought that you were the one. Oh, I see the creativity you hold in your hands. You love what you're doing. I'm sorry that I'm holding you back from everything that you're reaching.
I'm trying to reach peaks the churches preach about, with enough room for two. From all the dark days to skies of blue. When we started together, I wanted us to see it through. The journey started true, because it all began with you. And I know this was destined and not how I meant it, but I still got the message. Another one of life's lessons. Hit a step, take it.
I have tried to come to terms with the fact I can't keep holding on to something I can't control. I can't control, I can't control. We both have different visions and our goals just seem too different. It's time that I act selfish and go my own way. I have tried to come to terms with the fact I can't keep holding on to something I can't control. I can't control, I can't control. We both have different visions and our goals just seem too different. It's time that I act selfish and go my.
And we are back here on the T-Quest Show with DJ NINO, and that was Tragically Magic and Taina with Own Ways. Thank you so much, DJ NINO, for playing that track for us today. I like that song. Congratulations. It's so mature, and I love when people can take a situation and then put their own unique spin on it. You know, when it comes to love, there's different levels. When it comes to heartache, there's different levels. When it comes to tragedies, there's different ways that you cope with it. So I love that you guys connected on a different level when it came to tackling a breakup like this. So, you know, with us, we're like visual DJs and stuff. Is there any visuals or music video for this track?
So there will be really soon. We actually just finished wrapping up filming for it. So it should be available at least on YouTube on the day that the song officially released this Friday. And it should be on Apple Music and Tidal Music and everywhere else, at least within like a day or two afterwards.
Okay, beautiful, because I keep getting these visions in my head. And speaking of visions, have you guys had the opportunity of performing this track yet?
Not live yet. Partially because like the song isn't fully released yet. Mm-hmm. This has been, we've really been pushing on the fact that this song was coming. We really want people to actually hear this because, again, it's a non-toxic, it's not an explosive breakup, and it almost seems like that is what, I guess, the imagery of a relationship splitting apart that everybody seems to be getting, that everybody assumes that this is how it's supposed to be, and it doesn't need to be. That everybody's doing all these, almost anger-filled, and, life and everything kind of gets like on the difficult side, but it doesn't. Nobody needs to take it out on the people who were the closest to you, who's been helping you for however long it might have been. If it was like a week or it was a month or it could have been years, that was somebody that you gave your heart to. It doesn't need to break up like that.
Absolutely. I totally understand that, because sometimes people feel like they've been together for 10, 15 years and all of a sudden that's like your true enemy. Like, wasn't there even love there to begin with? Why so harsh? So I definitely understand, but I just want to say that just based off this song alone, I can tell that you guys are very talented. So I want to make sure, to keep up with you guys on social media. So what I want you both to do individually, just remind the people who you are and let them know how they can find you on social media, and any words you want to tell to the people about yourself, anything you want them to know. It could be words of wisdom, whatever you want to say, and we're going to go one by one.
All right, so my name is Tragically Magic. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at the Tragically Magic. The only one that's a little bit different is Twitter. That one's at Magic Tragically. I try to put the positive first, at least in one place. And at least for me, so even though my music has a tendency of actually gravitating toward the darker side, like the sadder note of things, there's always more than one way to look at things. And no matter how dark a situation is, there's a reason that it's there, and you can turn whatever it is through any perseverance that you give that situation. It can turn into honestly one of the greatest, the memories, lessons, anything. You can make anything out of anything.
And Taina?
My name is Taina Rentas, and you could find me on Instagram and Facebook at Taina_Rentas. That's TAINA_RENTAS. And you could also find me just at Taina on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. And so the final thing I would like to say to you guys is probably one of my favorite lines from one of the songs that I have out called Goals. And one of the lines is just be someone who does right. And that goes along with the message of own ways. You know, that relationship may have to end, but, you know, you have to follow your goals. And at the end of the day, all you can do is really just be someone who does right and make a decision that's best for you.
All right, there it is. Once again, we appreciate you guys being here on the T-Quest Show with DJ NINO. Remember, you guys, that was Tragically Magic and Taina and their single, Own Ways. Make sure you follow them on social media and check out the music and the music video that will be coming out soon. Thank you guys for contacting us. And just give us a few. We're going to take some time within the next day or so to follow you and support you, okay?
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely, not a problem. You guys take care, okay?
You too.
You too.
All right. Wow, that was really great. I definitely love their song and what they're all about. Any thoughts, DJ NINO?
Yeah, Mike, check. DJ O'Neill in the building. Yeah, that was an interesting piece, you know what I'm saying? A little different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nice little melding and conglomeration of styles on the piece.
Yes, and looking at it from a different perspective, a different angle. You know what I'm saying? Because it's true. Like, if you're in a relationship and it doesn't work out, why can't we just be two mature adults? Be like, you know what, this is...
Yeah, long as it ends, you know what I mean, without, you know what I mean, heat, you know what I mean? Long as you end it as adults, you know, sometimes you're like, nah, I'm good. You know
Absolutely.
Sometimes you're like, nah, I'm good.
Absolutely. Because I get it. If you're like with someone and they cheating you 1,000 times, you pissed off.
Or they just like, nah, what the hell was I doing? What was I must have been mad bored, you know what I'm saying, if I was with that. So yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And we need mature music because everyone experiences life differently.
Facts.
You know, so
shout out to Seasick and Starline on the check-in. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Thanks
for checking in. So what we're gonna do, you guys, is pay some bills
Gotta pay some
take
bills.
a break. But once again, you guys remember to follow Tragically Magic and Taina and their new song Own
City
Ways.
Sounds, what up? And their new song Own Ways. Alright, Own Ways. Check that out. The video will be out soon. Check that out. Support the video. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I can't wait to see that piece, to see how, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because I'm a visual man.
Absolutely.
Ain't that right, T-Quest? Yes, I am.
And all you guys that are tuning in on the live, we're doing rapid interviews today, so we'll be up again in a few minutes.
Yeah, we'll be back with the remix, you know what I'm saying? All right, a few minutes. All right, we'll see y'all. Until next time, I am DJ NINO. That's my baby T-Quest.
Hey, Daddy.
What's up? You know what I'm saying? And we'll talk to y'all in a bit. All right? See.